Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Natasha.
And I'm Bill.
With Nursing Our Travel Bug. And today is one of our RV maintenance videos, but we're actually not doing maintenance on the RV today.
We're doing it on the truck. That's right. We had a few things we had to do. We are going to tackle the differentials, replace that fluid. And we are going to replace the fluid in the transfer case as well.
Yep. As well as tackling our brakes. So we're going to call it an RV maintenance video because for us we have a fifth wheel and this is our tow vehicle. So it's really important to do. We are not mechanically inclined people. However, being in Waco, Texas near my brother Nick, he is very mechanical. He does all this kind of stuff all the time. He's like, yeah, I got you. This is easy. We looked up some YouTube videos, checked it out. So I think this is something that we can tackle. And for us, not being mechanically inclined, we're hoping that we can give you guys the courage and the stick-to-itness to be able to tackle this on your own as well.
That's right. Save your hard-earned money.
Yes. Speaking of money, when we called around to get prices for what this would cost, the price for the transfer case fluid cost between about $100 to $110 to replace. And the price for the differential fluid replacement was going to be like $190 to $200. So that right there is like $300 to $310. We went on Amazon and just ordered the fluid, and we maybe spent $100. So that's already a $200 savings.
That's right.
Right there. We're at O'Reilly's because we have to pick up some brake cleaner. We've already ordered the brake pads. So we're ready to tackle this and get her done.
Let's get to it. This is Natasha's brother Nick, but now you can actually see his face, which is a good thing. Isn't he lovely, folks? No. So when we were out on lookout for these brakes, Nick told us that we should be looking for semi-metallic brakes because they just grab a little better than the ceramic. Alright folks, got the caliper off, took the brake pads off. You can see they are worn. Ran across our first problem and our first tip for you. Before you leave the parts store, if your brake pads are supposed to come with the clips, make sure they're in the box. These are those clips I'm talking about. You're gonna need these. Sometimes you can reuse the old ones, but you're gonna have to do a lot of work to make them usable again. So it's easier just to have some new clips. Natasha's back. She got her clips. I got dirty. Nick walked me through taking this side off. So now we're gonna get them put back together and move on.
like 10 hours over at Nick's place. But we are beat. Unfortunately, we did not get everything tackled that we wanted to today.
No, but we got 3 of the 4 brakes done.
Mm-hmm.
The other one had I don't know, like all the bolts on it were stuck.
Yeah, and one was totally seized inside the caliper. So, while I go to work tomorrow, Bill's gonna go to O'Reilly's and get a new brake caliper. Yay!
Well, some parts, not a whole caliper. But
Yeah.
Day 2 with the brakes. And then we'll get to the differential and the transfer case.
Yes.
That's the easy part.
The guys will be tackling that while Mama goes to work. But it's really easy. It's something that even I could do. I could jump right in there. So stay tuned.
We're back at Nick's. He worked for hours and hours and hours and hours. Finally got the bolt out. So thank goodness for that. We got some parts. Get those brakes finished and we can move on to what we really want to show you is how easy it can be to change your differential and your transfer case fluid. Once again, fingers crossed, all that goes well. Now for the fun part. Brakes are done. Now we gotta go abuse it. Ah! Oh, we're stopping. There we're going. So now this here is what we really wanted to show you. So, because we were calling around getting quotes to do our differential fluid and our transfer case, and Natasha's brother Nick says, you know, that's really easy. You should just do that yourself. And of course we said, I don't know. But he convinced us. We watched a few videos and we said, okay, this looks easy. So if all goes well, this will be really simple and this will save you a bunch of money because, yeah, like we said earlier, I think they wanted at least like $180 to do our differentials. And it was like $110 for our transfer case. And I think we have like $100 in fluid and supplies here. So, all right, so we'll start with the differential. Now your differential takes gear oil. I know the synthetic gear oil is highly recommended. And I believe our differential, our rear end, takes 3 quarts. So Natasha just went nuts and got 2 gallons. We'll see how much it actually will pump in there. And to pump it in there, you're going to need yourself one of these bottle pumps here. This will go in here, and then later we'll figure out how we're going to clean it out between the 2 jobs here. Got a rag, because things are going to get messy. And I got some beautiful gloves for my silky smooth hands. So this will try to keep your hands as clean as possible. It's going to get messy. You got your catch can, the catch your fluids coming out. And that's what you're going to need to change your differential fluid. Let's get down there and get it done. Now, one more thing I forgot. You're going to need to take the bolt off in order to drain your fluid. And in order to take another bolt off, we'll show you to put the fluid in. And you're going to need a 3/8 inch drive on a socket. That'll just take that right out of there. So we're underneath. And this is the nut I was talking about here, that you just need to put your 3/8 drive into and it will loosen up. I'm also going to take a little better shot with my GoPro. We'll splash that in right here, and then we're just going to go after it. So from what I've seen and heard, ooh, you hear that? There's pressure in there. Let's see if anything comes out. Here is our plug. bring your rag under. And a cool little tip Nick taught me here is that you can make your own little dipstick. So we're going to put this in here and see where the fluid level is to try to see what level we're going to when we fill her up. Lefty loosey. So this here nuts on ours is on the bottom.
There you go. All right, now put that underneath of it.
There we go. It's coming out with my finger if I'm going the right way. Here it comes. And let's take a look at the fluid.
Is that thing up in there? I don't think it is. The drain?
No, I don't think
Nope,
so.
it's not.
Pull the thing up on your drain. So apparently there's a drain on these catch cans that you're supposed to pull up before you do this. Obviously, I've not done this. We're all learning, folks. Look how easy that was. Fluid's coming right out of there. And we'll just take a rag, clean these bolts up. There is a little gasket on these things. So probably want to take a look at that, make sure it's intact. How dirty that was before. I sure am glad I'm wearing these gloves. I didn't stick my hand in the drain pan to open up the drain. Thanks, Nick. And then you wait for it to drip. Just another tip that Nick had brought up, because earlier we were in his driveway doing the brakes, and that was a little bit of an incline. Down here we're on level ground, which is really important to do when you're done filling these in, so then you'll make sure that your fluid levels are actually correct. Otherwise, if you're on an incline, stuff would be coming out before it should be. Okay, we've waited long enough. I think we're about done dripping there, so we're going to put our plugs back in. And I'm going to start her by hand. So yeah, we're just going to get these bolts back on here nice and snug. No reason to go crazy. Because, frankly, you'll probably be the one doing it next time. That seems pretty good to me. Now we're going to bring a bottle over, start pumping, see how much goes in here. I think when we did our research, it was something around 3 quarts. Let's see what happens here. Look at this. Can you see this color here? So that's the color of the new fluid. Keep pumping. See if I can reach over and smear some of the old stuff. I want it to drip. This is the old color. New and old. So we definitely needed a change, but it wasn't too bad. And while you're pumping, just sing a song. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Pump it. Pump it louder. Pump it. Took us a while with this pump here. When we pumped it in, looks like it was about 3 quarts. So it's back to where we like it. We used our zip tie dipstick. It's at the level that it was before. And we're gonna just put the nut back in here. Drop it on the ground for good luck. Snug it up. There we go. Look at that. We changed our differential fluid. Amazing. One down, 2 more jobs to go.
Yeah, you're on there now.
Well, I don't really fit under here, but lucky I got long arms, so we're just going to show you our front differential, and then I think we're just going to do it. It's not going to be pretty to watch. So it's the same thing. You got your drain plug down below, and then you have a fill screw over here. So we're going to remove that. Always make sure your fill plug or bolt comes out before you drain it. Otherwise, you're stuck. If the bolt's stuck, then you let all your fluid out, and then you're in trouble. So yeah, I can't get my torso under the front, but I can't get my arm in there. So we're gonna get this done. We'll let you know about how many quarts went into our front differential, but still, pretty easy. Ooh.
It's not bad.
So Nick's under there. I did my best. But no, we got the 2 bolts out. We're letting it drain. Once again, we're taking our bolts and we're giving those a wipe off. We're looking at the gasket around there also, making sure that's intact. There was some sludge building up from the oil and some shavings, metal shavings. So, but it's not sparkling. That's what Nick tells me. So, if there's sparkles, then we got issues. But I don't see any sparkles. Not today. I'm gonna put these back in. We'll start pumping and see how much it takes. We're showing you it's a little bit tighter with the bottle in here. We maneuvered her in through the wheel well, and we got her set up to start pumping. So here we go with it. Nick finishing her up. A more slender build, able to get under there. Look at that. Now we're going to talk about what you need to change your transfer case fluids. Alright, number one, the fluid that we got here for ours is a full synthetic, and what we found out that it's really automatic transmission fluid. So we got the Dexron, just AC Delco. We figure that's, I don't know, in my mind it's probably top of the line, what they use at the dealers and whatnot, so why not? And this one, in order to take the bolt off, you're going to need an 18mm socket. Ours was a little tough to get off. We already made sure that we could get it off before we started. And so it's always good if you have something, pipe, something. This came off of the hydraulic jack. Just a little extra leverage. That'll help you out. Same thing with this one. Have some gloves. Have a rag. Have your catch can, and you're going to need that pump. Again, depending on your bottle, I've seen some bottles that have the squeeze nozzle, but you're probably going to need this too. And I think that we are ready to get down there and get her started. We are behind the transmission, kind of almost the center of the truck. Transfer case has your 2 bolts. The top is your fill. The bottom is your drain. This is what requires that 18mm socket. So, here we go. Gonna make sure that fill hole comes off first. And get to it. Up close and personal with the bottom of the truck. Look at that. So that's what that looks like. That's looks pretty clean, really. In my face, it is dripping out a little bit. Oh, I don't have my handy-dandy gloves on. Possibly.
Yeah, we'll just fill that until it just barely drips out then.
T-Rex arm. There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work. Divides the effort, multiplies the effect. Is it under it?
I hope so.
Me too. Ooh. Yep. Look at that. There's a little bit on there. So this here is actually a magnet. So it attracts all the shavings that come from your transfer case. So we're gonna. So that's the transfer case drain plug, and that's the transfer case fill plug. So yeah, we got that nice and cleaned up. Looks like she's full. So we're gonna let her drip off a little bit. And once it stops dripping, or it slows down to a slow drip, we'll put the plug back in there. All that is done. Nick did our brakes. Got the fluid replaced on our differential and on our transfer case. So now after you replace the fluid on your transfer case, it's a good idea to go ahead and shift through and then go through your 4 low and 4 high as well. Make sure everything's going good before you take off down the road. Everything works great. Learned some new stuff today. You know, this is something I would have never thought of tackling on my own. But I'm glad we listened to Nick and we saved some money. And it really was easy. The brakes, not as much. That wasn't very easy. But swapping out the fluid on the differential and the transfer case was pretty simple. And I think it's probably should be pretty straight across the board, I would think, no matter the make and model of the vehicle. So I'd say give it a try. And if all else fails, if you're not comfortable with it, that's fine too. So if you like this video, if you learned something, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Now for the not so fun part, cleaning up. Let's go see what Nick's doing over here.